Hello, everyone. This is an interview for the Productive Magazine 3, our past issue, with Michael Bungay Stanier. And hello, Michael.
Michael, nice to meet you. I just want to say you have a fantastic name. I like
Yeah,
people called Michael more than I like anybody else in the world. So it's great to be talking to you.
I agree with you 100%. So anyway, we're back. We are right now relaunching Productive Magazine, and we want to make it
Hmm.
a regular contribution. But we wanted to dig out, the past issues because we had a great interview with you, inspired by. First, I was listening to you talking to David Allen in
Yeah.
one of the podcasts, and then later I read your book, Do More Great Work, which was
Yep.
fantastic. And then I did an interview
Thank
with
you.
you. So just to remind people, what's up with your book, and what's the idea behind it? Can you tell us more about the
Sure.
bad, good, and great work?
Yeah. So you've already summed it up beautifully, Michael. So here's the foundation for all the work we do at Box of Crayons. And at Box of Crayons, we say we help people and organizations do less good work and more great work. But to get there, you have to understand what we're talking about. And Michael's kind of given you a clue. So here are the three definitions of three types of work that we're all facing all the time. And you'll recognize these, I'm sure. There's bad work. It is the waste of time, bureaucracy, terrible meetings, too much email, all the stuff. If you're a GTD fan, you're like, I'm really using the system to get that bad work out of the way so I don't waste time on it. Bad work is really, if you stop and think about it, it's the work that makes you go, this is my life and I'm doing this. What just happened, right? So that's bad work. You can see Michael recognizes it immediately. Then there's good work, and we all know good work. It is productive, it is efficient, it is, in some contexts, getting things done because it
Right.
is your job description. So you need to be efficient, focused, productive, and quite frankly, doing good work feels pretty good because your boss likes you to do it, and your boss's boss likes you to do it, and it's actually what organizations are typically set up to deliver because organizations are all about how do we get a product or a service efficiently out into the world, and to do that you do good work. So nothing fundamentally wrong with good work except a couple of things. Good work keeps you stuck in a bit of a comfortable rut. So you can be extremely busy and probably even a little stressed, but you're not really stretching and growing and pushing yourself and really stepping into your full potential. And the other thing about good work, and of course, this will really ring true for GTDers, is that it's never ending, right?
Right.
Even as you get super efficient in terms of where you put your emails and whether you're trashing stuff or spending 2 minutes on the email or wherever it is, the more, in some ways, it's the more efficient you get, the more the stuff keeps coming at you. I,
Right.
uh, I sometimes talk about it as being like if you ever go to the beach and you're digging a hole in the beach with your kids, you're building a sandcastle or something. And at a certain point, you hit the ocean level and the water starts filling up the hole. And part of you thinks, if I just dig faster, I'll beat the ocean. But you know what? The ocean always wins. And
Exactly.
I think that's true about good work as well. Good work always wins. It will always crush you. So bad work, good work, and then there's great work. And great work is work that has meaning, and work that makes a difference, and work that has impact. And the work you signed up for in the first place when you said, this is the work that I want to do. And we've all got a hunger to do more great work. And at the same time, we all find a pull and attraction and a safety to kind of stick with the good work because it is familiar and we know how to do it and we get praised for doing it. And when you're doing great work, even as it excites you and thrills you, it also scares you and unnerves you because you're stepping out to the edge of who you are and what you can do and what you've done before. And in fact, that tension, Michael, that we feel at an individual level, I kind of want to do more great work, but I've got so much, I want to do great work, but I've got so much good work, and good work's a comfortable place to play. That happens at an organizational level as well, because our CEOs and our SVPs, they actually spend their time talking about we should do more great work. We should innovate. We should be strategic.
Right.
We should do blue ocean strategy. Those are all calls to do great work. The challenge is they keep also saying, but you know what? Make sure you do all your good work as well, even though there's way too much of it to be actually done, unless you work 95,000 hours a week, which nobody can.
Right. Right.
How does that lay out the foundation for you? Okay, Michael?
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
exactly. It's exactly. For example, in my, you can. from experience of a guy, who's like let's say I'm the CEO of this small software company. We have this
Yep.
Nozbe software for getting things done. And what happens
Right.
is that I already spotted this recently in my company development, that for some years I was like very comfortable. It was fine. I had just the amount of people I had, and I knew how to manage these people, help them grow, help them get things done, and everything. They were happy with their work. I was happy with their work. My customers were happy with our product. But the problem, which I love about my industry, I mean the technology industry, is that, for example, in my company, what started as a web-based software had to change to a mobile-first software, like to an iPhone app, and so we get the challenges that wake up, like they're like wake us up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Michael, you're good that you're comfortable there, but these guys are coming, and the habits change, and you have to do something about it.
Well, see, that what you're speaking to is the strategic power of this. This isn't just a self-fulfillment piece, although that's part of it. It's also a strategic decision. And, you look at Nozbe, you're telling that story. You scale up to a Nokia, and they're telling exactly the same story. 5 years ago, they're going, look, we're the world's biggest maker of cell phones. We dominate the market. Life is sweet.
Right.
And this whole iPhone thing, how serious can that be?
Exactly.
And now, Nokia had to merge with Microsoft, and I do some work with Nokia, and I know they're like reorienting around this idea of great work, but it's difficult. I mean, Clayton Christensen talks about the innovator's dilemma, which is once you're stuck doing good work, it can be difficult to bring in the great work piece to kind of stay on the edge of growth, as opposed to kind of solidifying in good work and then becoming commoditized and then becoming out of date. Just as you're saying, Michael, you're spot on.
I heard someone say that with great work, for example, that someone who's also very successful, I think it was Michael Hyatt, also Michael,
yes,
fantastic name again.
Exactly.
So Michael Hyatt, I think he said in one of his podcasts that he's starting to focus more on where he really brings value, and try to get rid of all of the work that he's doing well, but he's not bringing real value, real genuine value, right?
Yeah, and that's difficult. And I just had a team meeting yesterday with my team here at Box of Crayons, and quite frankly, they kicked my ass because I do a really good job at what we call around here bottlenecking. In other words, it comes to rest on my table, and then I slow everything down because I got too much on, and I keep saying yes to stuff. All the stuff I keep teaching people not to do, I do it myself, of course.
Of course.
And one of the things that I'm slowing down, when I was explaining why I hadn't got to it, my team was going, why are you even doing this? This is not where you add your value. It's something that you can do and you do well, but it's something that other people on the team can do equally as well. And this is not a value add piece for you. And great work is truly, I say, Michael, that it takes three things to do great work. You need focus, you need courage, and you need resilience. Focus is, what do I care about? And what am I good at? And what matters to me? And it also means, what are the opportunities in my world that I may give my attention to? So within Nozbe, you go, look, this is what I'm good at, and here are the opportunities about what we're trying to achieve at Nozbe. So where should I spend my time?
Right.
And then there's courage, because that means you then go, I'm trusting somebody else to do this. I'm stepping out and moving to, say, mobile first interface, even though we've never done that before, and it's a risk, and we have to tear up our whole web-based interface and move to mobile and change everything there. So there's that kind of anxiety about stepping into doing that, and so that takes courage. And then there's resilience, because, and I don't know if this is true, Michael, but it might be, when you first launched the mobile thing, some people wrote nasty emails going, this is rubbish and it doesn't work and it crashes my iPad and all that sort of stuff. So you've got to go, I have to keep picking myself up and going, even though I want to give up, even though I want to quit, even though it'd be easier just to retire to the pub and have a shot of vodka, I'm going to keep going. Or maybe I'll have a shot of vodka and then keep going, whatever works for you. So focus, courage, and resilience are the three key characteristics to step out to that place of, this is the edge. And, and as you say, Michael Hyatt, hugely successful, massive following, huge fan of your technology. I know he's a real champion for the Nosby, the Nosby system, which was lovely. So it would be easy for him to go, I'm cruising.
Right.
But still, he's going, look, how do I find my edge and how do I stay on the edge so that I can have more impact in this world?
Yes, exactly, exactly. And so that's why, he's like an example to follow. I mean, he's still edging all the time. I mean, it's amazing.
Exactly.
That's why it's so relevant. Yeah, and in my case, it was bottlenecking is exactly what happened to me. We exchanged emails about it, the other day. Remember? Because it was the same thing. And I just had a company-wide meeting, and it was the same thing. They said, "You shouldn't be doing this, Michael. Just stop doing that." And then I had to admit, yes, I was trying to keep too many things, spinning, and
too many fingers and too many pies. Yeah,
yes.
It's becoming clear at Box of Crayons that I actually have almost nothing of any value to add at all, apart from being the good-looking person in the company. That's why I'm the front for it. But basically, it's becoming clearer and clearer that I do almost nothing of any real value whatsoever.
For example, in my case, it was the thing that I was thinking, of course, because the thing is, I think what you also wanted to say is that if you're analyzing your great work, you have to really, you have to put it out of your job description. Your job description, for example, my job description is the CEO, okay?
Yeah.
But does it mean that I have to do all this management stuff, financial, I mean, all this, or should I try to think what I really want, what I really want to do, and then delegate the rest of the stuff to other people, still being, the handsome guy on the
Exactly.
Right?
Well, I mean, the first thing that's most important to say here, Michael, is it's amazing how good-looking people called Michael are. I mean, you, me, Michael Hyatt, we're all extremely handsome men. But I think I like what you're saying, which is the connection I would make is this. Your job description is typically a summation of your good work.
Right.
And at least that's the default position. It's very easy to fall into that. And really part of your challenge, whether you're the CEO of a small software company or a CEO of a small training company or whatever your role is in you're something in a bigger company, is to actually go, let me start with a blank slate and let me try and articulate the stuff that only I can do. And that is great work. And then let me build up my responsibilities around those key projects.
Right.
And the other thing that I'm a big fan of here, Michael, and this will really resonate with GTDers as well, is the projectization of the work that you do. David says that about any task, anything that requires more than 2 steps, call it a project.
Right.
But really, Tom Peters was a champion of this for many years ago, and in Google they're big champions of this as well, which is your job description tends to describe the stuff that's the ongoing stuff. It just never dies. Even if you die, your job description lives on, right?
Right.
Whereas the more you can projectize your work, the more you can say, you know what, I've got 5 projects, but I've got 2 that I would call great work projects. And what that allows me to do is get really clear about, so where am I investing my time, my effort, my money, my passion? Because what I'm going to measure success by is not, do I get everything done? But, and this is sometimes what I think gets misinterpreted about David Allen's work, which is, it's not really just about how do I become more efficient so I can get everything done. It's actually how do I become more efficient and how do I focus on the stuff that really makes the difference. The different elevations he talks about in terms of observing your work and making choices about where you spend your time. I love the idea of defining your great work project. I mean, at Box of Crayons, we all have the stuff we need to get done, but we all have a great work project that we're going, this is the thing. This is the main thing that I'm going to measure success by. Did I do my best to get this great work project complete and out into the world? It doesn't always work in terms of the project being kind of objectively successful, but it does work in terms of going, we've all agreed that this is the crucial things that we're kind of doubling down on and putting our money on to try and make Box of Crayons a successful company.
Exactly. So I would like to thank you again for being on this interview. Again, boxofcrayons.biz is your website, and the company is Box of Crayons. Yeah, and your title is the CEO, founder, blah, 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 blah. I mean, the handsome guy
Exactly.
of a box of crayons.
The
So,
head guy at Box of Crayons.
exactly.
Exactly.
So if you want to learn more, just check out Michael's website, check out his book, check out his other book, The End Malaria, that he did with other authors, which is fantastic.
I've just got a copy here.
Oh.
There he is, End Malaria. And I tell you why it's fantastic. I mean, two things. One is there's 60 people sharing their best tips on how to do more great work. So it's got good content. But what's really magical about it is all the money that is raised from the book goes to Malaria No More. We've raised close to $400,000.
$400,000.
$400,000.
Wow.
Yeah, the Kindle, it's 100% of the Kindle. And I think it's only now available on Amazon.com. And I think it's 80 to 85% of the hardcover book goes to Malaria No More. So it's a great cause to support if you're interested in the book. Thanks for mentioning that, Michael.
Yeah, I have it in my Kindle store, but I wanted to show it also on my device, but right now my Kindle is messed up.
And Michael, if I can I mention one other thing? Because it's my great work project right now. And we're talking in October.
Exactly.
In November 2013, we're launching something called the Great Work MBA, which is a free virtual conference. 25 great speakers, 5 speakers a day. It's totally free. If you go to Great Work MBA, you'll see it there. And if you're listening to this after the conference is run, it'll be available for a nominal price to access the content if you're interested in that. So, I mean, they're really good speakers. There are Oscar winners. There are lots of New York Times bestsellers. There are Silicon Valley, geniuses. There are, it's a CMO of General Electric. I mean, it's a really eclectic, interesting bunch of speakers. So there's a lot of wisdom that's going to come out of that conference, I'm sure.
Great Work MBA.
That's right. Thank you.
I'm signing up. So it's in November, right?
It's right. November 10 to 15.
November 10 to 15. Okay. I'll make sure this thing airs before that so that people can access it.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Michael, for this interview. Thank you.
A pleasure.